It's Friday, June 14th, and today we're talking about one-on-one time.
The conversation starts now, only on Foster TV.
It's Friday, June 14th on Foster Life Father's Day weekend this weekend.
It's coming up.
Oh yeah, so you better get, if you don't have your Father's Day gift, you better go get it. We're going to talk about some Father's Day gifts and stuff. Did you see my finger?
Yeah, I did. How'd that happen?
Well, I'm always telling the boys that we should never horseplay in the house, and I actually get on them quite a bit about it. But sometimes I horseplay, and so I was horseplaying with Brian, and we were kind of wrestling around and stuff, and he grabbed my finger, and in his defense, you know how if you rip your finger out just a certain way, it'll break it?
Yep.
And so I ripped my finger away from him, and I could hear crack, crack, crack. And so I broke it in 3 places, and I knew right away because it went, and then we were done. So. Yeah, we don't horseplay in the house, and they're all thinking it's funny because I really get on to them. Sometimes I yell at them. I say, "No horseplaying in the house," and then I'm the one that ended up with the broken finger because I was.
You gotta live by your own rules.
I know, I guess. So we're talking about Father's Day gifts today, and things that kids can do for their fathers that are inexpensive and memorable, and can give them. And I'm kind of the weird dad. Maybe there's lots of dads out there, but I always like it when my kids make me something than whether if they go buy me something. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's more.
Well, they put more of their time into it and try to make it in a way that you would like.
Right, and then you can look at it and you always remember that your kids made that for. Kyle made me a little bookmark thing at Christmas time, or no, Easter. I think it was Easter at one of the things that we went to, and I still have it hanging on my mirror in the car and stuff, and I always remember that Kyle made that. So the first thing that I saw online that I liked is you just take a tile, so a little square tile, and you can get those for like 98 cents at Lowe's, and then you have them take paint, and you put it in a pan, they dip their hand in it, and then they put it on the tile.
Oh, okay.
And so it makes their little handprint.
Yeah.
And then you let it dry, and then Dad has a coaster for his drink by his chair or out on the deck or whatever. And the cool thing about that is if it doesn't turn out right, because that tile's slick, you can just take a wet rag and wipe it off, and then try again until you get it the way that you want it. So that's kind of cool.
Or every Father's Day, you could just remark your hand on there.
And then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And then you would have, or you could just make them a new one each Father's Day. The other one that I saw was kind of redneck, but you take one of those dog rings, that you throw for the dogs, and they, whatever, and so you tie fishing string on it, and then you tie your dad's favorite soda cans on it.
Kind of make like a wind chime.
Yeah, and it makes a wind chime, and you make them all different levels, and then you tie the strings up at the top, and then you can hang it, and it's a little wind chime for Dad for Father's Day that would go on the back patio.
Yep.
The other one that I liked was you take that Oh, you make
Sand.
it. Yeah, the salt. You know, you make it out of salt and flour or whatever. You can find the recipe online. What's it called, Courtney?
Salt clay.
Salt clay. You make that, and so you have them put their fingerprint in it. You let it dry, and then they paint it, and they can give it to them, and then Dad has their little handprint or whatever as well.
Yep.
One of the things that my mom used to like that I did for Mother's Day, but you can do it for Father's Day too, is come up with some really cool coupons and have your olders make coupons for Dad. Maybe tell him to come up with 15. And not all stuff that he has to spend money on for them, because it would be really cool to say a day at the go-karts and putt-putt golf or whatever. But like, I'll mow the lawn, I'll help you with your chores on Saturday. You could have some, like a daddy day time. You could do a putt-putt, but have just a whole bunch of ideas, put it in a coupon book, and then tell your kids that they're accountable to make sure that he uses those so that they actually get to spend some time with him as well.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
And then the last one that I came up with is just give your kids a bunch of money and take them to the mall and just let them buy a bunch of stuff for
A bunch of random stuff.
dear old Dad for Father's Day.
That could get interesting.
Well, the dollar store is always good because they have a pretty good snack aisle and stuff, and so they probably can find a lot of good stuff to put into a basket for Dad on Father's Day. But to all of our fathers out there, whether you foster, adopt, or just a biological father, we want to wish you a happy Father's Day on Sunday, and we hope that you just enjoy all of your time with your family and with the kids. When we come back, we're going to get into one-on-one time on Foster Life.
Hey, I'm Jackson and I'm 12. Last night, my parents were arrested. I don't want to go to a foster home, and they can't find a foster home. I just want to be with my family. Why can't they understand my parents are good?
118,000 children and youth in America are waiting to be adopted.
With your $10 a month contribution, you can help Foster TV raise awareness to get more foster families and get these children adopted. Help us to get the conversation started. It's Wednesday. I'm so excited
Why are
today.
you so excited today?
Well, because we have Cinnamon and Trent here, and they're going to do one of my favorite songs. It's a song that really reminds me of foster care, so they're going to be here in a little bit. So, you know, we were talking the other day, how many caseworkers do they have on average for kids?
About 8.
Yeah, and then how many homes do they average they go to? Do you know?
I think it's close to 10, 8 to 10.
Depending on how long they're in care. And that's a lot of, so we're telling these kids that they need to trust us, and we're telling them that we got their back, but they continually are getting different caseworkers and going to different homes and different placements and all of that kind of stuff. And one would think,
Well, for me, I mean, how can you trust somebody that's just leaving? I mean,
Yeah.
within a short amount of time.
Yeah.
and I guess that's kind of where we've always came from. We haven't had an interruption in a placement, but I think that we foster a little differently, and we kind of think about the kid. Okay, well, we told this kid that we're going to bring them in, and so we kind of, suck it up, and we use services and stuff. But I think that that's one of the important things because of all of those interruptions, and there's a lot of change and that type of stuff. One-on-one time has to be important.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I try to really do one-on-one time. I try to do a little bit with each kid every day, and then some kids get longer time, and then whoever didn't get as long, I try to
Well,
balance it
just
out.
like on every Sunday, I've noticed that you take your kids on a ride in the Jeep.
Yeah, and
That'd
when
be
we,
one-on-one time.
yeah, we go jeeping, or sometimes we'll go and get ice cream, or one will go to Walmart with me. Sometimes they come here for one-on-one time, and we spend time here. So we do lots of different things. What were some things that you like to do one-on-one with your parents when you guys were growing up?
For me, it was always playing catch outside with my dad.
You bring that one up all the time. It's like
It's my favorite memory.
I'm gonna be like Family Feud, and whenever you say that, I'm just gonna go. Arr! So
It
playing
is my
catch.
favorite memory, though.
Yeah.
We did that a lot, very
Uh-huh.
often.
And that does build a lot of time,
Mhm.
and you get to spend time with each other and talk and that kind of stuff. Do you have any good one-on-one time that you like to do?
Yeah, so my mom and I used to like lock ourselves in the bedroom and watch like really terrible, like B-rated, terrible movies together. And I hate those kinds of movies, but I don't know, there's something great about just sitting down and watching them with my mom, even now, like that I just think, like, oh, this is such a good time. Even
Yeah.
when I'm like, oh, really, we're watching this again?
My mom and I, we used to shop a lot, especially when I was in high school, and I had this huge walk-in closet, and I think my mom thought that I should never have to wear like the same clothes twice or something because we shopped a lot. But it's not so much, I don't remember the clothes that I got, but I remember spending all those Saturdays with my mom, and it just be her and I, and going to the mall and, you know, doing all of that kind of stuff. And so I think it's interesting. As a kid, I probably remembered all the stuff I got at the mall, but then now I think of all the time I spent with my mom doing that.
My mom and I, we used to go and get ice cream and then drive around town and look at all the houses for sale.
Yeah, and that's fun too. And you can do a lot of one-on-one stuff, and it doesn't have to cost anything.
Yeah.
It can just be really inexpensive, and you can do all sorts of things. Sometimes we go just look at the creek or the flood damage or
Go to the
Whatever.
park or something every once in a while.
just try to spend some time alone so that they feel good. On occasion, Sunday mornings, you know, we have our thing on Sunday and everybody's home, and that's family day. And usually before we get up, we usually call one kid into the room, and then that kid will come in. We'll spend about a half hour with that kid, and then we'll start calling them all in, and then we watch cartoons and kind of start our family day or whatnot. Today, when we come back, we got Cinnamon and Trent right here on Foster Life. Okay.
When it rains, it pours, but you didn't notice. It ain't raining anymore. It's hard to breathe, you know it. The struggle of staying above the rising water line.
be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Mitchell. I'm from the Netherlands and we love foster TV.
Welcome back to Foster Live. Oh, this has been a good show. I like
Yeah.
when we have musical guests, and music is really important. And I think that a lot of our kids that are in care and a lot of foster families, they kind of get through all these valleys and peaks because of music. And so it's good that we had.
Yeah, music definitely helps change your perception on different things going on in your life. I feel
Yeah,
like.
and that song, I just love it. It just reminds me of kids in care, and it was so good. Father's Day, don't forget your dad. Dads are so important, and they are really good mentors in our life for the most part. And if you don't have a good relationship with your father, or father has passed, the one thing that I always tell my kids, I'm sure you can find at least a couple of memories that you have that are positive and good, and focus on those memories as we go through Father's Day. And I always like spending time with my dad, and I like one-on-one time, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about that today, because I enjoy that time with my kids. And this Father's Day, if you can find time to spend with your kids, more power to you. The Tony Gonzalez, we have a limited edition signed Tony Gonzalez picture. We are going to be releasing details in the next weeks on how you can be entered to win this picture. And it's awesome. It's matted, it's framed, and it even has a little plaque on it, and it's signed by Tony Gonzalez, and it's a limited edition. So I'm guessing that it has to be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I just saw it backstage and I thought about taking it home, but I guess I won't now.
Yeah, it's not a Broncos picture, but we do thank the Kansas City Chiefs for their support and for being a partner with us. But we love our Broncos as well. And hopefully when we're in Colorado, we'll see some of them too at our fundraiser.
Yep.
Win a date. Make sure you can submit your stories till the last day of June. Write out your story why you deserve a magical date that's going to be just through the roof. And Tristan and our marketing manager, Cindy, will pick who wins. But the things that you have to do to win, what do you got to do?
You have to like and follow our page.
A Foster TV page, okay.
And then also you have to share one of our videos.
Okay,
Doesn't
yeah.
matter
Any
which
of the
video.
posts that we have, just share one of those, and then submit your story, and make your story compelling. Tell your story as to why you should win a date. The other cool thing you can do, maybe you know somebody who's been going through some stuff, and you think that they need a date. You can also nominate somebody and tell us their story, so that they can win a date. Anybody in the United States or Canada can enter. You don't have to be connected to foster care, foster TV, foster families, anything. The only stipulation is you have to be 18 in order to enter.
Yeah.
So, and you don't even have to be with anybody. You might want to win a date for just yourself, or you might want to win a date for you and a friend. Or it could be your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. But we're going to be giving away a magical date, and I'm really excited about that. We will see you on Monday, right here.
On Foster Life.
See you later.
Foster Life is a Hedfra production, only on Foster TV.